Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Sins Grand Cross video. For this video, we're going to be going over delayed content, and we're going to be talking about some of the content that came to the Japanese version and did not come to global. We're going to be talking about events that we've missed and a lot of different other content that could be coming out sometime in the future, or maybe won't be coming at all till the events come. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the content that's been delayed on global. So the first thing that got delayed that was ever put in the game that I can see, if I went back in time trying to figure out all the things in the game files, the thing that's the most delayed at this point, and this is content that's not currently in global, is Hell Demons. And the reason that's so delayed is beyond me. Sekapoko, when did Hell Demons come to the game on JP? Well, if we look at the concept right here, 9/23/2019 is when it came out, which is about 3 months after the JP version launch. I think it was 2 months after, maybe 2. They go look it up, but it actually happened, if you look here, around the same time as Black Flame and around the same time as Goddess Blue Liz came out for the 100-day anniversary, and it was actually right before Escanor. So the amount of time and difference here, you can see Hell Demons came out when clearing Chapter 8, new difficulty added to Annihilation, which is also called Demon Raids, or raids in general. It's Hell. And that's when they got added, is Chapter 8. We're at Chapter 10 now in Global, and we have not received Hell Demons. So we're all kind of confused as to why they have not been released to the game yet, and why it's kind of just not here. You actually only had to clear story up to Chapter 8 to even get it unlocked. And that was the first bit of content that actually got delayed. This is when Training Cave first got launched and everything for the initial variations of Training Cave. This was like a version 1 of it. So that's basically what happened there. Now, I don't have an image for it right now, but basically the other thing that's delayed was, of course, rank 80. And this is, by the way, the rank up pack for rank 60 to 70. But we, of course, do not have the rank up pack from 70 to 80. And it's probably further down the game files. But the most recent rank up pack that got added to the game was this one right here, and that was for rank 7. I don't know if we have this one on global. Type 1. Some don't know if we have this one on global. I don't actually know. The ranked 80 has not been released yet, and that's the other bit of content that hasn't been released. So getting up to 99 stamina, all the other things there. So rank 80 is the other thing that's been missing. I'm not really quite sure that they're adding for that. Maybe they might add it to the 6-month anniversary, but we've had it on the Japanese version since, I believe, Chapter 8 as well. So it's been quite some time. And yes, we do have this on global. All right, I've been trying to find a higher quality version of this, but I can't find it. But the other thing that we got that was added was the Halloween event, and I don't have a higher quality version of this, unfortunately. I was trying to find one, but I can't find one. So here's the Halloween trailer. All the Halloween cosmetics. Here's the Halloween town that we got added in. Those are the Halloween units on top. When the Halloween stuff got added in, it was super cool. There's like a nice little event along with it, a town that you went to, lots of missions and stuff. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait for it to come on global. We only got about 2 months away from that event, so I'm really excited that's going to be coming in about 2 months. It's going to be a brand new type of mission set and everything. It's going to be really fun. Things going to be happening, and that's one of the most exciting times for Grand Cross that I ever experienced. It was super cool. The units, though, are all but it's a really fun event. Event, you can see here we also got the free Gila. You can see that there's cosmetics along with it. There's like these tickets here. These are pull tickets, by the way. These are pull tickets that we actually received. These hats are for like the turn-in event that you actually had to do. There's missions that allow for these hats, and then of course you can see Gila was added here as well. There's actually missions that allowed you in part 1 to get a couple copies of Gila, and then in part 2 you were able to get more copies of Gila. So there's actually a 2-part event on the Halloween event to get all the copies of Gila for the 6/6 Gila that we talked about when the game launched, and hopefully we'll get it on global as well. We'll actually see. And we don't actually need it at this point, but it's really cool. It's a really cool unit, and it's just really fun. So hopefully get it. To give you scale on time, right now we have just reached the point of the game of Blue Lilia. So when I talk about delayed content, all that content came up all the way up until Blue Lilia came to the game. And this is prior to Blue Lilia on the Japanese version. All of that was pre-Blue Lilia. It's kind of crazy that that is actually all of that was pre-Blue Lilia. Kind of just a tidbit I just want to throw in for you guys. Initially, when Pierce was in the game, it was in the first few months prior to like Blue Lilia and all that, like prior to Blue Demon Melon and everything. Pierce was actually between 1% and 3% on gear rolls instead of what it is now at 2 to 6%. So it was critical chance resistant, resistance rate resistant, critical resistance, recovery rate, lifesteal. All of these were very, very different roll sets. You can see the difference on the screen here of exactly what they used to be versus what they got changed to. And this actually didn't get changed until about 4 months into the game or so. So this is where substats came into a bigger play into the game, where you could go with a Pierce rolled melee or like an attack rolled melee. And this kind of like changed what people could do on gear versus what they did do on gear before. And that's why a lot of people on the Japanese version didn't have a Pierce rolled Meliodas, is because they already worked on their SSR gear, and their SSR gear had already been for attack, and they hadn't like done another gear set that they would have had to done with like diamonds and a couple, like maybe some anvils thrown in the mix for these other types of things. This is where the Fabled crab rate came in. This is November. This is before the Valenti banner on the Japanese version. This is around that time frame. This is the Fabled crab raid. He literally is a crab. It's a world boss annihilation event. You can see there has a little timer on the side here. This is how many clears that we would have to do as a whole global community in order to kill the boss. This is a very delayed event because as you can see, we're way past the time frame of where we should have gotten it already as far as in comparison to the Japanese version / Korean version of the game. And you can see here, this is a very delayed event. This is where time attack missions got added, etc. And what recently time attack was data-mined from the global version once the AOT patch came to the game. So that is also into the game as well. So time attack missions may come at some point. Time attack missions essentially are just you have 1 day to complete X mission, and the missions change per day. So that's pretty much it. The world boss's name, by the way, for the crab boss, his name is Ramek. Ramek, you can see here, had a bunch of different rewards that you could do, and these are the time attack missions right here. This is the original version of time attack. The rewards include you can get SSR gear selector tickets, anvils, etc. for like a bunch of different things. And you can see this is where Valenti got added in on 11/20. This is just prior to Valenti. There was not a lot there. Oh, there was also a Liz Bartra event, which is a totally different event that got added into the game. And the Liz Bartra event, I don't think it's in here right now. They put it in here somewhere. All right, so the Liz Bartra event, as you can see here, was this whole different other side mission event that actually had happened, and you can see up here that there was like an actual like event tab, and the Liz Bartra event was a whole different storyline with missions, etc., that allows you to get lots of rewards for like a really, really cheap amount, and like it was just really nice to get. They had login rewards, etc. It was just a normal kind of event, but you went to it with it. So here's the World Boss Challenge event right here. Event rewards. You can see it's really, really similar to just a normal annihilation event. There was normal, hard, extreme, and hell difficulties, and there was actually turn-in rewards, and it's got that similar slide up thing that the Pokemon boss has for like total amount of clears. But instead of like having like the slide event, you can see it here. It has like a total, like a world boss kind of feel where everyone is participating in order to kill the boss a certain amount of times, and then once you finish that amount of times, you're done. And you can see right here, this has a 3 out of 3. You can only do 3 matches a day that you could put out, but you could join anyone else's raid. Let's see here. It also had that, it was one of the initial bosses that had this little like progress bar thing that like went all the way up, and here's the things that you can get from the shells. So this is when people talked about the crab raid and why it was so cool. The crab raid allowed a lot of people to get infinite gold, and the way they got infinite gold was by farming constantly on this event. And then actually you can see here, you could actually get SR chests for 2 of these ranked shells. You were able to max out on UR chests, SSR chests eventually, and they had a total max amount, but SR chests had no limit. And because they had no limit, you could literally just farm the boss, do the boss consistently, and then get the rewards, and then constantly get gold. It was a really good event, and the fact that you got infinite gold off it was a very, very positive thing for the game. The reason it was so positive for the game is because there was not, like, the only other way to farm gold at this time was from half stamina books. And this allowed you to get kind of free gold farming. It allowed people to continuously farm the raid. And one of the big problems with the Titan raid that we have found in general is that the Titan boss, as you can, a lot of you have felt after doing it, is after the first few days, it's almost impossible to find someone to join the raid with you. So the thing with this event that was really, really good is it allowed people that would constantly want to farm it to get rewards off of it to continuously get more rewards. And by not capping SR chests in here, made it so that people would continuously farm this. It was a very positive thing for the game. So by adding, if the Emerald does a very similar thing with Crab Raid, was able to get all these things, really positive thing to get added. By the way, in this same patch note that I'm looking at right now, this is where you're actually able to click on people and then now see their substats. Originally in the JP version for the first 5 months of the game, we could not click people and then see their substats as far as people on our own team. You could only see their main stats. You actually couldn't see their substats and see how they were affected. So testing in the first 5 months was very difficult, and you had to like test based off just damage numbers versus actually be able to click your unit and seeing what the substats were. By the way, if you did not know, Gloxinia and Blue Merlin also came out at the same time. They actually had a dual banner where Blue Merlin and Green Gloxinia were on a dual banner. Many people don't know that. Just want to give you a heads up that's basically what happened. It was a whole 100% skip banner because they both suck dick. But, you know, I mean, 2 units were there. Well. All right, here's the last set of things that we could talk about for delayed content, really. And it's going to be the movie boss. So not the movie bosses, but the movie actual content. Now, this is not so much delayed yet. It's kind of like in the flux of where it could land in the story. It could be next, it could be right now, whatever. But this update is where a lot of the cool things that got the game more artistic really came into the game. And when I say artistic, I mean the music box. Hey, Sekapoko, what's the music box? You can compose music and put it in your music box. There's a lot of scores already on the Reddit Discord, so if you want to check them out, it's in the jukebox section. You can do it on JP, but you can't do it on Global yet. But it's a jukebox, and you can literally edit songs and make your own songs and in the Boar Hat Tavern. It's cool. Like with people doing like Giorno's theme and stuff like that, it's really fun. But the movie content, basically, super good. Movie content, super good. So the movie content, it actually had there's 2 separate banners. The first banner that came out was an allot banner. The allot banner was basically the same step-up banner as you see right here. And you can see it also had some tavern cosmetics along with it, with some anvils and hammers, just like a normal step-up banner you would see. Bellion, unfortunately, I don't think had a step-up banner. I think it was just a normal banner. But they were on 2 separate banners. This, by the way, is the same patch that actually brought AI to the game. The reason we're talking about these characters being delayed is because this is when Red Escanor came to the game. The Red Escanor came to the game on December 30th. These things that we just talked about happened back on December 17th, so you can see that there's somewhat of a delay on these. Final Boss Merlin had already occurred at this time. This is when Final Boss Merlin got brought to the game. These are things that could have happened already and have not happened yet on the global version. Of course, there's the units. We got Jericho, Elizabeth, and of course the Meliodas that have not been added yet. And then immediately following that is when we got the Waterlave Killy event. This is not actually getting Jenna from Valentine's. This is just the cave event. We're now into January 16th. January 16th, by the way, this is when the cleanse chain came to the game. If you did not know, this is what used to happen if you got petrified and then cleansed the character afterward. You would be able to move the cards, and then after you move the cards, you would not be able to use them on that turn. With the cleanse change, you now have this break effect, and that's when that got added to the game. So, as you can see, PvP with cleanse, very different on global prior to on JP. All the Pierce meta stuff, all the previous stuff, all the things that we talked about with Kingbra metas, etc., all of that happened pre-cleanse change. And then after this, King became meta again, like really meta. We got Bellion. And Bellion, this is when he got added to the game here. Part 2 tickets, part 2 movie is when this got added in January 15th. Part 2 movie got added, and then, yeah, that's basically for Bellion for the movie. Bellion came out. There was actually another step-up banner that allowed you to get Green Lilia, Green Valenti, and Blue Lilia. There was a step-up banner that also had these characters in it, and also had Red King. So it was another banner that got added in, and this was like counter Pierce comps, etc. And this was kind of like a giving back banner to like for a lot of different things. So you could actually use a step up banner for Bellion, and it had these characters in it. So it was a really good banner for a lot of people. And then finally, the last thing that has not happened to the game, but could potentially be delayed because of everything is the World Boss Purring Poo. Now, Purring Poo has a very, very similar format to how the Titan raid is, where it's a 4-man raid, where you get to use your team of 3, and 3 other people get to use their team of 3, and you fight a guy named Purring Poo. Now, this is when it first got teased. It didn't get released till a little bit later, but that's about when it happened. And this is where we are in the storyline right here. This is the Chapter 11 update, which potentially could be coming today if I'm putting my video out in the same day as the news update. I think I am, so maybe. And this patch for the Chapter 11 update, this is when cosmetic upgrades got added to the game. And because this is where cosmetic upgrades got added to the game, I believe, hopefully, Hell Demons are coming tonight. Because this is where Hell Demons got their upgrade. Hopefully, we get cosmetic upgrades and Hell Demons tonight. But this is delayed content. Hopefully, this is where we also get the banner changes for part 1 and part 2, and then we can be all caught up, and hopefully everything's done, and we're good to go. Or tomorrow, whatever. I don't know. I'm putting out another video tomorrow. I don't know. Alright guys, my name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video going over delayed content and all the fun things that got added to the game prior to Estarossa. And hopefully we get Hell Demons. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Thank you for all the likes and everything. I'll do more content like this in the future if we get a lot of likes on this video. Of course, 1,000+ likes, and I'll do more content like this in the future, giving you guys updates and things like that. So thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys.